So guys, today back from a video on the channel. Today we're here for the Newcastle United versus Aston Villa preview. It's Newcastle United's first away game of the season and it's going to be a very exciting one. A full crowd at Villa Park expected to be on Saturday and it's going to be amazing. Before I start off the video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel. We're so close to 10k subs. We're like not far away, really not. We're under 300 now, so if you could subscribe it would mean a lot. Anyways boys, let's get into the video now. We'll start off by looking at Aston Villa. So Aston Villa have probably been one of the most spoken about teams in this summer transfer window, and there is a lot of reasoning for that. We'll start off by we'll speak about their transfers and stuff like that. So the big one, we all know, Jack Grealish left Aston Villa for Manchester City for 100 million. A massive transfer, the biggest transfer in Premier League history, and he's joined Man City and left his boyhood club to probably win trophies. And if I was a Villa fan, it's something like, say, I don't know, say if it's like if Shearer left Newcastle, it's like that, like your best player, and he was an incredible player. He really was, Jack Grealish, and deserves all the credit. He was fantastic at the Euros, fantastic at Villa, and he should do well at City. I don't think he'll be as good because he'll not stand out with being around so many good players, but in Villa he stood out. He really did, and you could see his quality on the pitch. He's been class, and fair play for him for his move. But with the money they got for him, they've invested in that massively, and it's actually nice to see, because Newcastle wouldn't have done that. They wouldn't. Starting off, we'll do the first side. This was before Grealish, to be fair. Buendia, great player. It wasn't absolutely fantastic against Watford, but we'll speak about that game in a second. He's going to be a promising player. The new number 10 at Aston Villa, he looks like a brilliant player and a brilliant signing. Next one they signed for big money, I think it must have been Danny Ings, out the blue. The quickest transfer and the most hidden transfer in football history, from my experience. Mad. Literally, check my phone, I'm like, Danny Ings signs for Villa, and it wasn't just a loan, it was one done quick. 25 million deal getting done like that, and it just shows the commitment of Aston Villa wanting to get them signings done. And the thing is as well, when they signed Danny Ings and when they signed Leon Bailey, we'll speak about him in a second, I think they already knew Grealish was leaving, because when both signings were made, it was for an undisclosed fee. But the second, well not the second, but like the day after Grealish got announced, the fees all got announced for them players. So I think it was always on the cards that Grealish was going to leave, because obviously people were saying, is he going to leave, is he not? I think it was always on the cards that he was going to leave. Danny Ings came in, he scored on his debut, and he does love a goal against Newcastle, to be fair, so we'll have to hopefully stop him. And the last one, as I mentioned there, Leon Bailey, what a player. Bayer Leverkusen, he was at Genk in the Belgium League before he signed for them, and honestly, what a player. European football, he played with Bayer Leverkusen, played with the likes of Kai Havertz and many other stars. What a player, and they're very, very lucky to have him. The thing about Villa, when you look at their team, they've got changes. They've got, if they play a 4-2-3-1, which they do play, right, attacking wise, they're most likely going to start Buendia, Bailey, and then Watkins, and then whoever on the right, if it's going to be Traore. But then they've signed Ashley Young, he's an option. They've got loads of options, loads of options. They've got Watkins, Ings up front. They've got Bailey, Buendia. I think the young lad, what's he called, Ramsey. I think he looks like a promising player. They've got options, and that's what I'm trying to say. Midfield, they've got options. McGinn, Sanson, Douglas Luiz, and obviously the defence is class as well. Matt Target, I'm not quite sure if he's available for the game. He's in my FPL team, so I'm not sure. Konsam, Mings, and obviously they signed Alex Twanzebe, who was linked with Newcastle. He signed for Villa again on loan for I think the third loan spell he's had at Villa. Matty Cash looks like a brilliant right back, and then obviously the goal, Temi Martinez in goal. Villa look promising, and that's the thing that we all need to understand as fans. They've done so well in this transfer window, and fair play to them. They've came out, they've done what they needed to do, and honestly, fair play to them, right? First game of the season comes round and they're 3-0 down against Watford in like the 70th minute. What's happened there, boys? I think it was like, it doesn't define anything, right? I mean, the first game of the season doesn't define anything. My club, Villa, anyone, right? Because last season, a perfect example, Newcastle beat West Ham first game of the season, but we have an awful season, right? West Ham lose their first game of the season against Newcastle, we'll finish 6th. Like, it just shows, like, the first game of the season doesn't really matter. Villa are going to win games, Villa are going to score goals, Villa are going to be a dangerous team, and they are, right? They've done well to even get 2 goals back against Watford, because obviously they're 3-0 down. To get 2 goals back, I think that's just the commitment of them, rather than Watford slacking off, and now they give away a dodgy pen, where it wasn't a penalty, and then obviously John McGinn scored that goal. But I think Villa fans will be up for it. Obviously we've got a little bit of rivalry, we don't really like each other. I think the fans will be up for it. It's the first time Villa Park is seeing a full attendance in a very long time, and I think they will absolutely love it to get behind their team and cause a problem for Newcastle. Right then lads, Newcastle now, and obviously we all know we played our first game of the season on Sunday. We got beat to West Ham 4-2. I think if we play like that in the first half against Villa, we can potentially get a draw, potentially get a win, but it's the defensive errors that led to goals for the game against West Ham, and I think that's something we need to change. I think what I didn't understand is why you're starting Emil Kraft, who hardly played in the Euros, right, when he's with Sweden, hardly played in the Euros. He came on as a substitute in every game, didn't start, and he's a right back, not a centre back. But then you've got Fabian Shaw, who arguably sent out France. Well, he did send out France. He scored a penalty and performed very well in the game in that 3-3 draw. Scored the pen, knocked out Mbappe, Pogba, all the big guns, and then obviously missed his pen against Spain. Sorry, but he got to the quarterfinals of the Euros and pretty much played every game. He didn't start every game, but he played most of them. So one thing I didn't understand. I think he's got to start. Jamal Lascelles, if he's fit, you start him over Kieran Clark. I thought he was shit. You keep Federico Fernandez in. He's very lucky to stay in, because I thought he was quite bad, quite shit against West Ham. But a big one. It'll probably be the title, right? Joe Willock's debut. Joe Willock's full debut. Yes, he had his loan, but it's his debut. It's a big one for him. For me, he's got to start. He's got to start him in the midfield with Hayden. I thought Shelby was alright, or even if you start with Almo on, I wouldn't mind. As long as Joe Willock starts on Saturday, it's a thumbs up from me if you don't ask myself. I think I've got to start him. I think Maxi Wilson performed massively against West Ham in the first half, and if you follow me TikTok, you would have seen the TikTok I made of the goal, and it was a good one. But I think it's going to be hard. Newcastle either play very, 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 very good away from home, or very, very shit, right? There's never a medium where it's like, oh, we're playing Arvid, but they're not Arvid. It's always class, shit, right? So we're going to be on the class side. Obviously it's going to be hard against Villa, as I've mentioned, and they're a good team, but Willock starts. We start off on the good front and fucking go for it at the start. What can say? We can't win this game, because we can win this game. We can. It's just I think it's a matter of fact, if we start the game well, and we did start the game against West Ham, but it clicked and it changed. And I don't think that was because of West Ham. That was because of Newcastle. Just the little things where it can be the difference in winning the game and losing the game is the difference in Premier League survival and relegation. It's the little things where you've got to focus on and you've got to pick up, because for me, Graham Jones will have all the tactics ready. He would have analysed that West Ham game. He would have rewatched that West Ham game. He would have rewatched all the goals to ensure that doesn't happen on Saturday, right? Steve Bruce is taking questions, I think tomorrow on Thursday, from BBC News, and fucking hell, that's going to be brilliant, isn't it? I hope people are a bit respectful to him. Obviously he's still a human being, but I hope we try and get the questions out of him, trying to get some fucking answers for this game coming up against West Ham, and obviously it is his former side. Every preview I'm going to make sure I do say a prediction. In the West Ham one, I said 2-1 with Wilton and Murphy to score at half time. I was going, yeah, I've done it, just keep a hold of it, and I've got my predictions spot on. But Villa, Newcastle, I'm just like buzzing the footballs back, so I'm going to be a little bit positive. I'm going to go 1-1. I'll take a 1-1 draw against Villa, but really we do need a win, and if we don't win next week against Southampton, could be a scary start to this season. Anyways boys, that is the end of the preview. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. The predicted team will be out Friday, so I'll make sure to do that. Obviously I'll see Bruce's press conference, see what he says about players and whatnot, but that's the end of the preview boys. See you all for the game on Saturday. I will be doing my live stream, what I do normally for like when it was COVID and shit. I will be doing a live stream during the game, so make sure not to miss it. Anyways boys, see you all in the next one.